I'm back to give you an update of Blairsville Yard project. It's been about 6 months since I posted my first video, and let's kind of walk in and see what's going on here. Here's the tail end of the yard. This is actually the north end. The roundhouse is coming along. It's basically finished. I got a few things to, so there's a little bit more detail work to finish on it. I've actually added some lights in the coin tower. When I was a kid growing up in Blairsville, I used to look out the window and see those lights shining in the night on the top of the coin tower, and I always thought that was kind of neat. Since the last video, I've built a number of the buildings, yard buildings, including the old freight station. This building is still not quite complete. I still have some detail work on this building. The roof is just basically just got cardstock on it right now. I hope to cover that with some shingles here soon. I've completed the Blairsville Railroad Station, kind of the way it looked in the 50s. And I've completed the Mayo building, which is I referred to as a moose building in the earlier video. Let's walk around and take a look from the other side. Kind of a view through the back end of the roundhouse. In this area here, where you see the two sheets of cardboard, that's the footprint for the yard office and the men's locker room, which I have yet to start on. Okay. Here we're going towards the freight station. And again, the passenger station. And here's a view looking down Market Street to the east. And we can see I've completed the Market Street crossing, including these crossing gates. And it's kind of hard to see, but on the other side of the DeMayo building is a small section of what was Ferguson's furniture shop. The DeMayo building still exists today. The passenger station still exists today, but it's a bank. And the freight station still exists today, but it's the Blairsville Borough building. I've had to relocate two of these buildings on the southeast side of Market Street, and I kind of push them to the east. And then what happened, I had a building at the end there I had to take out. I got to rebuild a building there. I got some modification to do on the garage building. I've since completed the barber shop, which also still exists today. I have a little crossing shanty, which is fairly close to, this is just a kit, it's fairly close to the crossing shanty that actually still exists, although it's not being used in Blairsville. I got to do some work on that. And I've added some partial buildings here. It's kind of cut off at the end of the layout on the southwest side of Market Street. And I hope to fairly soon get a nice old photograph of Blairsville in the 50s looking up Market Street that I will blow up and put on this back of this backdrop, the white backdrop. And I want to do some better work on this backdrop towards the south end of the yard. Now I've added this scenery break, and I got to put some buildings and things in here to hide the entrance where the train goes through the scenery break. But as it leaves the scenery break, I've completed this mountain on the other side. And a little rural scene. We have the farmhouse there along the tracks, little chicken coop, and then a portion of a plowed field. Over across the tracks, there's a shipping shed that says Smith's Transfer on it. I built this shipping shed in 1964 in my grandmother's house. This is after my grandfather died. I spent some time with her in the summer and built this out of balsa wood from some plans that was in Model Railroad Craftsman at the time. Just a kid then. Anyway, that's the update so far. It's been 6 months since the last video. I'd hope to be a little bit further along, but I am progressing. All these buildings, like the station, are totally scratch built. I've used some modules in the DeMayo building, some Walters modules in the DeMayo building, and some design preservation modules when I was building the freight station. But it's coming along, and I'll give you an update as I progress. Thank you for watching.